It felt like the longest time of my life, but the wait was worth it. Picture this, 7 weeks that felt like a lifetime. 7 weeks of solitude marked by the ticking of the clock and the turning of calendar pages. The bright side was, I was fortunate to isolate at home and not in one of the isolation centers. It was a time when I, a woman in her prime, was struck down by an invisible adversary, COVID-19. It was such a lonely feeling, in the truest sense of the word, separated from the world by a virus that knew no mercy. I felt isolated, frightened, worried, uncertain, and even dirty. Yes, dirty! But in this isolation, I had to muster up an unshakable strength within me. I clung onto the memories of my children's laughter, the memory of their warm hugs. My family and close friends kept me in prayers and entertained over the phone. I yearned for hugs, the ones that only your children, whatever their age, can give. It was a time of uncertainty, of not knowing when I would see my children again. Yet my heart held on to hope, and their multiple calls daily were the highlights in those gloomy days. The days turned into weeks, then into a month, and I still tested positive. But the hope of reuniting with my children kept me going. In those moments of solitude and despair, I realized the true value of family. It was a clarion call, a beacon in the storm, reminding me of what truly mattered. The laughter of my children, their jokes, and the joy they brought into my life. These were the memories that sustained me, the echoes of love that kept me grounded. Oh, how I longed for them. Their absence was a void that nothing could fill. Yet it was this very longing, this yearning that propelled me forward, that gave me the strength to endure, to fight back against the invisible enemy that had invaded my body. Every breath I took, every milestone I reached in my recovery, was a step closer to healing. I was fighting not just for my life, but for the chance to hold them, to see their smiles, to be a part of their lives once more. In the darkest of times, it was the thought of my children that gave me the strength to fight back. Recovery was a journey, not a destination. Each day was a step forward, a battle fought, a victory won. I tried not to stay in bed all day. I followed the strict routine my doctors had me on. The virus had been brutal, leaving no part of me untouched. But I was tougher. It was an uninvited guest that overstayed its welcome, turning what should have been a time of grieving into a marathon of survival. Remember, their father, my ex-husband, had just passed away when this happened. And then, the process of healing began. A healthy lifestyle became my new norm, a routine that I embraced with open arms. Fresh fruits, ample rest, and a positive mindset and even subtle exercise became my allies in this battle. The illness was a harsh teacher, but it taught me to appreciate the simple things, the everyday miracles of life. It reminded me of the importance of health, happiness, and the people I love. The road to recovery was long and arduous, but every step brought me closer to my children. And then, the day came when finally, 7 weeks after this ordeal started, I tested negative. I was one of the lucky ones, and I was extremely grateful. Imagine, if you will, the overwhelming rush of emotions that surged within me. The feeling was akin to a crescendo in a symphony, a culmination of an arduous journey that brought forth a burst of joy, relief, and gratitude. I was on the next available flight, out of the country. Upon arrival, the moment my eyes met theirs at the airport, it was as if time stood still. Our hugs said it all. All the weeks of longing, of worry and fear melted away in an instant, replaced by the warmth of their smiles. The world, with all its chaos and uncertainty, seemed to fade into the background, and all that mattered was this precious moment of reunion. You see, it was more than just a hug, more than a physical connection. It was a reaffirmation of the bonds that held us together, bonds that had been tested and stretched, but never broken. Thank you, Lord. It was a testament to our resilience, our ability to weather the storm and come out stronger on the other side. This experience, as challenging as it was, brought us closer together. It reminded us of the importance of cherishing our loved ones, of treasuring the time we have with them. It taught us that no matter what life throws at us, we have the strength to overcome it, as long as we have each other. The wait was long, the journey was tough, but the joy of reuniting with my children made it all worthwhile. Remember, family is everything. Health is wealth, and resilience is the key to survival.